Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for August the 28th through September 3rd, 2023. So, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone for your prayers and the healing that you've been sending to my brother Gary and myself and my family. Um, it was immensely appreciated, and just to feel all of the love and the support and the energy coming towards us. My brother, as you may or may not have read my post, my brother had a stroke and on last Sunday, and he then had another stroke a couple of days later. He had to go into surgery. They were unable to reach the blood clot because the blood vessels on either side of the clot had collapsed and left very little room for the doctor to access the clot. So that is something they still have not been able to do. However, his symptoms, which affected his speech and um, movement on the right side, and his breathing, um, those symptoms have started to improve. So he's off the ventilator. That had happened at one point after the second series of strokes. They said that he had several in that second time. So it's just been an incredibly difficult week. But there was just a lot of love and support. I was sort of the liaison, making phone calls and texting everyone in my family, keeping you informed, and really checking in with the doctors and the nurses. I was calling both shifts, and so I think I missed last night for the first time because I just kind of collapsed. But I'm here, and so I just ask that you continue to pray for his. He's still in the hospital. He might be there for a few days, which would be unfortunate, only because I hope they don't move people too quickly because of insurance, right? So, you know, different tiers of insurance. Insurance seems to get different kinds of attention. I hope that is something that is not going to happen in this case. So I have to really make sure. So, and stay on top of things. But I know there's a rehab that's taking place now, and there probably is a rehab facility that where he will be sent. So lots and lots and lots of things going on. I also had another cousin at the same time going through it. My brother's name is Gary, just in case any of you are sending prayers. And I also have my cousin Rex Jr. You may have remembered that my uncle Rex, at the time that my Aunt Loretta, his sister, passed. So we've been having a lot of things going on within the family. So um, I see a lot of this just happening everywhere. And so, yeah. So there's a lot of things happening right now that I think that are serving as our awakening and an acceleration of our uh, personal lessons to get us sort of in the place where we can be ready for our spiritual purpose. Ah, so let's see. Yeah, so to any of you who are new to my channel, welcome. And um, don't forget to sort of include you and welcome you, and thank everyone else, of course, for returning to this weekly series. I'd also like to just remind everyone, if you haven't also done so already, to subscribe, select the all notification bell, like, dislike, leave your comments. If you're looking to get an angel reading with me, you can do so. I probably will not start the daily card messages just yet, but I probably will sometime in this week. After the weekend, I'll start the writing. But that usually, I usually write 2 days ahead, so that just will um, probably, you probably won't see something until Wednesday. Um, but I just make sure that my brother's situated before I begin that. But the if you'd like to get a reading with me, the offer goes through August 31st to get the my half-hour reading for $77 for 1 full hour. Okay, and that's just for this month, but you can use it if you get it now before the 31st. You can use it at any time you wish. And let's see, also, if you just like to support me and my channel, that would be greatly appreciated. And you can use my PayPal me link. So the links to my website, theangelschool.com, and anything I'm mentioning is in the description area below. Let's see. Oh boy, and yeah, the monthly videos. So we'll see how I do with that. I'll definitely try to do the general monthly angel reading and see how I can move along with the angel scopes, because there's a lot going on in the months are just going by very quickly. Um, so yeah, and I think that's everything that I need to make you aware of. So let's now take a deep breath. And I'm just seeing the name Sophia for the goddess of wisdom coming through. And the month of August, she's writing, and the word gain, um, and momentum of faith. So she was just giving me a sense of there's so much wisdom that we're gathering through our the processes that we've been going through in this month, and that is sort of expanding and deepening our faith at the same time. So, expanding and deepening our faith. And this is to expand and deepen our faith in the light, in love. And of course, the source of the light and love, God. So, as we are able to, as this all sort of the side effects, these positive side effects of what we're going through at this time, and our faith is going to be so essential, key to unlocking our fullest potential, because we need faith, renewed faith in our purpose, in our passions, in our convictions, and in our visions. Faith. We need to believe in the power of God and the power of love and the power of our purpose, all coming out of the gift of love. Your love is a gift, and it is a tremendous power. And when it's backed and supported and surrounded by your faith, where there's nothing that's truly impossible. And even though it may take time or you struggle, but as the goddess of wisdom is writing, your wisdom deepens. Your skills, your abilities, and your convictions deepen and expand. And you start to the blessings start to be revealed to you along the path of your journey. don't know, I'm seeing a seal, like two seals um, kissing. And a kiss in my symbology is always a connection. And so that the part of the blessings that you will receive is connections, maybe in terms of networking, a support that comes through. Now, the seal had sort of a necklace around its neck. Um, and I don't know why I'm associating this, but the word just performance just keeps coming towards me because they look like they may be um, very intelligent animal seals, but they work. They're performance um, animals. They've been trained to do sort of a performance. But this feeling I get is this chain that they're wearing around their neck. At the end, it has sort of a heart. Um, it feels like it's like a pink diamond or something inside of the heart. Very I hate to say it out loud, but kind of Barbie-ish. and and so maybe and this performance and the connection sometimes for me is a sense of some kind of connection or connections that might be performative and so like the you might be specifically looking for connections that can somehow um, help you, right? It's like there's an agenda. However, I don't feel like the agenda is one that is selfish. I feel like the agenda is one in which you are seeking um, to support in order to make a contribution. That you need certain networks. You need to network with certain people or groups in order to bring something about. And it may feel a little performative, meaning you might feel like you're this might be something that you're not comfortable with and I don't know, I just saw the word it's unfortunate because when you are doing something for a purpose that is going to help others, you shouldn't um, you shouldn't feel sort of uncomfortable with that because you are being inspired by the divine to be an earth angel to help others to bring change about. And if you just stay focused on what you're doing, why you're making these connections, and what you're doing, and what is your goal, and making sure that your goal is pure and well thought out, and that every component of it comes from a place of sincerity, and they wrote confirmation, um, that it's a confirmation of love itself. And as I said that, they give me a sense that you have to remind yourself this is not just your love, that you're doing this out of your own love. And maybe that's where the confusion is coming. You're doing this as a representative of love itself, meaning the divine. This is not out of your own self love. And although that is powerful, but divine love, the support of divine love, being an agent of divine love, is far more powerful. And I saw it is a perfection. And it is not a perfection that you and I can replicate within our physical bodies or our physical representation. but we can act from the authority of divine love and supersede any of our expectations, whether it is of yourself or others. So they really want you to step into let me just move that. They really want you to step into the full potential of your journey beyond just the self, but that you become a part of the company of divine, a part of the company of divinity, and specifically acting always through the source of divine love. Don't just give from your self love, because that will only support you and what you need to be aware of for yourself. That's a direct link from God to you, nurturing you, upholding you, giving you the strength, imbuing your faith with a sense of just how much you're being loved at all times, and how it amplifies when you connect in for a greater purpose to divine love. So that when you what you're asking for is not on behalf of yourself and your passion and your passion for helping others, you're acting on behalf of divine love, on behalf of the universe, who is infusing its essence with you to make this happen. So that means you are not responsible for every piece, but you're the light through which the universe, the divine, can enact and complete whatever it is and fill in wherever you need it. All right, let's take a look at the archangel that we're working with for this month. I'm sorry, this week. And it's Archangel Jophiel. And look at that. The Archangel Jophiel is the archangel of wisdom. He is the archangel in charge of your fifth dimensional crown chakra, as it is a very pale crystal yellow. And he's holding a yellow lotus flower. And it says, act with wisdom, use information for the highest good. So you have to trust, and first of all, you have to get out of your way. You have to get out of your way. And that is to say, don't allow your ego to chop everything into bits and pieces. Don't let it criticize you as you act on behalf of divine love. If you're worried about you as you're trying to fulfill a purpose, then that means that you're too focused on yourself. And remember, you can't do this by yourself. You're doing it with the support of divine love. And so, if your ego is attacking you, that means that you've taken your attention away from the company of divinity and placed it all on your shoulders. And this is something that we have to stop doing, because we are a community of oneness. We belong to the community of oneness. And within oneness, there are infinite parts available to support you, that come together through they just wrote, through your consciousness, and provide insights, clarity, and a deep knowing, wisdom. And as you trust, you gain wisdom, you gain knowledge and skills. And so you're going to find yourself working with information. A lot of information is going to come to you. Be compassionate. They're writing in big, bold letters with yourself, because it is very easy to become overwhelmed with lots of information. Now, just because you receive tons of information, you don't have to act on all of it. There are options for you. The universe is just showing you just how many options you have available to you. And what you have to do is, in that split second, trust what you're drawn towards. Trust what you're drawn towards. And that is the next step in your journey. Do not let your ego goat you into comparisons where you start saying, oh, but this is better than my idea. Or I really should be doing this because my idea is too simple. And then you make your situation complicated. Start where they tell you, or where you feel most most what resonates with you the most, because down the line you might be ready for some of those bigger, um, complicated, more seemingly more complicated pieces from where we stand now. When you get down the road, they will be easy because you will be ready for them. And the angels are writing respect. This is one way of respecting yourself, is by honoring your heart, honoring those connections that are decisions that are right for you in the moment. Because the divine order may seem like it's cheating you, like, oh, you're doing something too simple. And when your ego is going to try to convince you that you need to be, impressive. But what you really might need is to start to get a sense of start on the right foot, meaning that you start where you're most confident so you can just keep building on that confidence, which is one way to build your faith and to secure your faith as you go along the way. So if we're not choosing what's in alignment with us, what doesn't resonate with us, that clear answer, then we make it complicated for us to really have faith, to accumulate, for it to expand for ourselves. And this is a form of respect. Because you got to remember, divine love is working with you and maybe handling those things behind the scenes, getting it ready for you, or just might, put it through someone else so that when they show up, they have that piece covered for you. All right, let's take a look at the card for the beginning of the week. All right, the Queen of Air. And I love it when she comes up, because as you can see, she has this crystal ball and she's looking at this unicorn inside of there. And what she's trying to tell us, number one, she's offering us the gift of clarity and purity as she focuses on this unicorn who holds this pure frequency. So, the purer your frequency, the more clarity you will access. The purer the frequency of whatever it is. And how do you find this pure frequency? honing in on what resonates with you out of all the information that's coming to you. I also like to think of her as someone who cuts to the chase. She's able to eliminate all the excess stuff, the excess fat. She knows how to trim the fat and get to the point, get to the cut. She cuts to the chase. And this means that you're going to have to eliminate a lot of things, right? So it's interesting when I was, my mother was, I always associate this card because I think of this card as Libra, which was my mom. And so um, when I was trying to put that planning, create the plan for that mini lesson I had to teach for that New York City collaborative program, training program. For some reason, I thought of the tarot all of a sudden because I was feeling overwhelmed. And what I tend to do is sort of, I create these grand ideas, and it's sort of a very romantic thing, very idealistic. So I pull some court cards to help remind me like who I am and what I need to do. And so I pulled the the Knight of Cups because just because I realized, okay, you're getting me. This part of me is getting me into trouble. It's causing me to complicate things instead of enjoying the simplicity of something, and starting. And then I pulled this is what, and then the card I said I needed to be was the sort of the um, King of Air. Sorry, one moment, my voice is getting a little scratchy. And the King of Air is sort of this balance between um, balanced mind, balanced perspective, you know, very balanced in between terms of passion and clear thought, right? And then I realized that in order to do that, I needed the Queen of Air. And I needed to remind myself that I need to cut to the chase, eliminate the excess. So anytime the Knight of Cups gets kind of like woo out there, just like cut. All right, and the King of Air was sort of this reminder that this is what I need to do. Interestingly enough, the King of Air is my father. And the Queen, and so basically I was looking at child and parents. Now I'm not telling you, you might want to see what you think you need in this way, in the way that I did, which card represents you, and then what's your ultimate goal that you want to achieve, and that was the King of Air for me. But then what do I need to manage this? This get me from the Knight of Cups to the King of Air. How do I need to get there? And it happened to be the Queen of Air, which is my mother. So it was very interesting. But the idea here is don't keep trimming, right? And they're writing here, focus on resonance. What resonates with you? What just feels like, you know, it's almost like a pitch, and you're tuning with the other strings until you feel that they resonate with one another. There's not an offness, and that offness, it will be because you are trying to make yourself fit into something that's not you, and that's disrespect rather than respect. And trust me, she definitely makes sure that everyone respects her because she sets very clear boundaries. Okay, so we're looking at now the page of Earth. And this is indicating that you're focused on the material plane, and you're focused on trying to get launch things, right? You're looking at new opportunities, new business ventures, and that you are maybe trying to expand your coin, all right? Or you're looking at, you're approaching things, looking at new plans, a very studious approach. The earth signs are all very grounded approaches, right? You're very practical. Um, you're very much aware that there are certain things that you need to take care of. So this is a taking care of your business kind of card, that you're starting to realize that you need to take care of your personal business, the material plane, in order in order to really launch these new adventures that you have. So you're needed to gather your resources, eliminate the excess um, responsibilities or fat that's in your budget. So maybe this is definitely saying your budget's a little bloated and it's keeping you from being able to, focus and be clear, and to be able to accomplish what you want. So, in order to do that, you're going to need to trim the fat, eliminate some of the responsibilities so that you can put your energy and your resources and invest it into the things that are your priorities at this time. And they just wrote the word busy. And so, this might be not just finances, but it might be your schedule that needs trimming, that you need to make space in your schedule for whatever these new ideas are. Even if it's like you want to go back to school, all right, and you're thinking, I don't have the time to do that, then you got to eliminate things in your schedule. You should not be responsible for everything and everyone. It's your time now. Once you do this, things start to take off. And this is a sign that you become extremely focused. And they write in the word congestion. So it might feel like you're on the road, but there's congestion, like traffic, right? So that you've decided, you've cleared your schedule, but then all of a sudden you attract traffic jams to yourself. And this would indicate that this is the resistance that's coming up from within you, that there are deeper issues or fears that you need to pay attention to. And the way to do that, the right respect again, is to focus simply where you feel the resonance. And as you do that, the traffic sort of will start to clear. And so we end up back with this: how do we achieve that clarity? Again, by respecting your divine essence, wishes in terms of what is the connections that you're feeling that are like kismet, that are meant to be. Respect that, and you'll be able to really move forward on your goals. So by the end of the week, whatever you're going through is to get you really focused on your goals and your spiritual goals. So this here is clearing the way for what you're passionate about, what your spiritual goal is. And these are the words I'm seeing: what gives you pleasure. And I'm seeing the word pressure, and alleviates pressure. So this is why this is so important, to help you alleviate pressures in your life that are dragging down your and preventing you from really working on the things that give you pleasure, that you're passionate about, etc. All right, let's take a look at the card that I've pulled from the bottom of the deck. And this is the Two of Fire. Um, in Thoth, this is called Dominion. So this is a card really about power, meaning, it has that Mars. I can't remember the two astrological signs, but it might be Mars and Aries or something like that. So you know, both that goddess of war energy, but in the ascendant aspect of Mars is Nigeli. So it's about the peaceful warriors. And this is the time right now where you are thinking about who you want to be in this world, how you want to show up, how you want to influence the world. Now, if you don't get caught up in self and you focus on divine love, this company of heaven that is in its totality divine love, then you will be able to spread this power effectively, to to bring blessings to the world, and of course to yourself, because you're in it and working. As you're working in it and working for this purpose, all are uplifted and benefit from it. This card highlights often this partnership. So yes, I see all this isn't a part of the traditional imagery, but I do see it in the sense when he's holding that globe, right? You got to realize that whatever you do is what this card, and it's a reminder to use our power with wisdom, right? Because whatever we do will affect the world, the entire world. Whatever we do or do not do, whatever we resist, or in whatever way we persist, both of these affect others. Our inability to, or our lack what am I, if we, I hate to bring this up, but I'm going to. So, like, if we don't vote, for instance, then that has an effect, on everyone in the world. Choice, like voting, is the essence of what your free will is all about. And I'm not going to get into that you should or you should not, but what I would just want to bring to your attention is, and to make that point, is that free will is also action and inaction at the same time. And right now, bringing it back to this energy, you are really looking at the world and how you can make a difference. And this is important to you. And this is coming not just from your own self love, but it's the working of divine love through your own heart. And every decision that you're making, you want it to be in alignment with that. And that is how you're going to find peace within your own life. And as a peaceful warrior, you're going to then uphold that intention. You're never going to let anything else, like self ambition or greed or fear or self doubt, ever prevent you from living in accordance with divine love. All right, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful, beautiful week and transition into the next month. God bless.